Hey, heart seekers, welcome to the Heart's Hello Show, where our hearts are the foundation of our well being and happiness. I am your host, Kiana Talena. Let me just go ahead and jump right in and share with you all how this episode came about, and hopefully, it will bless you the same way that it has blessed me. So, over this weekend, I'm in this space of thinking about where it is that I need to go, looking at where we are in the year and literally how we are getting ready to enter into the fourth quarter. Where the rest of the year went, I have no clue. But it caused me to think about where I'm getting ready to go and am I prepared? So I felt like I was standing on this bridge, thinking about all that I have been through, but then I can also envision where it is that I'm getting ready to go. So I'm standing on this bridge, maybe halfway, still can see all of the lessons, all of the missteps, all of those things that I have gone through in my life. And then on the other side, as I'm gazing, I'm looking at all of the things that I have dreamed of, all of the things that I have prayed about, all of the goals that I am striving and pressing towards. But yet I'm standing in the middle as if I'm just stuck. And I feel like I'm standing in the middle because I know where it is that I'm getting ready to go. I have some ideas, some inclinations, some clue, because only God knows where we're going to go, right? But we do have an idea based on the level of work that we have put into setting up where it is that we're trying to go. I say this because most of the time we want to go full steam ahead, hitting the goals that we want, pressing towards those things, reaching for what we know that we're set to have, but yet we don't take time to think about all that we have been through and how we got to this point in our bridge. And so I want you to just stop and think about where you are today. Do you find yourself standing on a bridge halfway between where you've been and where you want to go, and you're trying to figure out what's going to be the next thing? What's going to cause you to take that step outside of your comfort zone in order to get to what it is that you want, dream, prayed for, cried for? All of those things are on the other side of this bridge. But why are you still standing in the middle? See, we talked about in going into season 2 of this year, being present in your pause, being okay with being in this season, because there's so much I believe that you can learn and glean from being in a state of just pausing and self-reflection. I believe that you find your purpose in your pause. I believe that you find your passion in the pause. I believe that you find you in the pause. So it's not by happenstance that I'm thinking about where it is that I'm going, and I'm envisioning myself on this bridge, because truly that's where I feel like I am. But I also know that you can't stay stuck on the bridge. You can't allow yourself to be paralyzed on the bridge, that you are so close to where it is that you have been, but yet also so close to where it is that you want to go. You have to ultimately let go of where you've been in order to get to where you want to go, because those things that you have been through in your life have indeed prepared you. But do you trust that you have learned the lessons from your past? Do you trust that you can let go of the guilt? Do you trust that you can let go of the shame? Do you trust that you can let go of the fear? Do you trust that you are prepared for where it is that you're getting ready to go? It was something that I heard where it hit me to the core. Why is it that you're standing on this bridge? Why do you feel like that you are stuck? And I had to be honest with myself that one, planning to go where it is that I need to go is going to have to cause me to leave some things behind. That's one. But then two, the level of success that I know that I'm getting ready to hit as I come across this bridge can be intimidating. But I had to stop and think in that moment that the God who has created me and given me this purpose has also well equipped me for where it is that I'm getting ready to go. And the work that I have put in to get to this place, because yes, we do have God and He plays a tremendous role in our lives, but we cannot also say that we have not put in the work. You get what I'm saying? You have God where you're believing and He's opening doors and He's doing all of these amazing things for you. But you had to do some work in order to get here. You had to take the classes. You had to pass the classes. You had to put in some work in order to get to this spot. So do you think that you are prepared for where it is that you're getting ready to go? Because I do. I believe that everything that you have been through in your past has well equipped you and prepared you for where you want to go. But the question that I have for you is, or I shouldn't even say that it's a question, the statement that I will pose to you is how you do anything is how you do everything. And so when you're thinking about where you have been in your past, have you, did you take the necessary time to learn the lessons? Because a lesson that you did not learn from, you will repeat. I will say that again. The lesson that you did not learn from, you will repeat. And so most of the time, when you're stuck in this spot, you have a fear for where it is that you're getting ready to go. Because there was a lesson that you should have learned from that you may have overlooked, you may have sped past, you may have thought, oh, I'm just so thankful and grateful that that has gone from my life. But did you learn from it? So as you are on this bridge, and like I said, for you, it felt like I was in the middle. So that means I've done some walking from where I was to get to the middle and still have halfway to go to get over the bridge. I want you to take this time to think about what are the lessons that you should have learned. Because as you get to this other side of the bridge, you don't want to get there trying to remember and relive the lessons that you should have already taken the time to make sure that you got them straight. So when I say that how you do anything is how you do everything, we want to be able to talk about order. We want to talk about order. And I'll give you a definition for order. Order can be defined as a state of organization, structure, and balance where elements are arranged in a purposeful, intentional manner. It involves the systematic arrangement of those thoughts, tasks, or physical objects to create clarity, efficiency, and harmony. Order allows for smoother functioning, reduces chaos, and fosters an environment where growth and progress can take place. In life, order is often associated with having a sense of control, direction, and focus, allowing individuals to pursue goals and live authentically with less distraction or confusion. That's order. Now, where you're getting ready to go, the platform that you're getting ready to be elevated to, how you're getting ready to be catapulted into places that you have never thought of, imagined, because of the work that you have put in, because of the lessons that you have learned. There has to be order. You cannot enter into this next season of your life without having order. Yes, you can do things off of a whim and still make it look pretty. But one of the things that I realized is when you're doing things off of a whim, it often is from you procrastinating. And so what is the root of procrastination? I'll give you a few. Fear of failure, perfectionism, lack of clarity or purpose, being overwhelmed, fear of success, emotional regulation, low self-esteem or self-doubt, immediate gratification, poor time management, or lack of prioritization, and avoidance of responsibility or change. So does that sound like if you put order in place, that those things, procrastination doesn't have a space to sit in, because you're now organized to the point where you cannot allow fear to creep in. The perfectionism doesn't have to be there because you can do it in excellence. You don't have a lack of clarity because you have some order. You're not feeling overwhelmed because there is order. All of these things, when we just put things in order, help as we are walking across this bridge. And so my goal today is to give us, and I say us because again, I've shared with you all before that I'm walking out this journey of life with each and every one of you all. There should never be a time where you feel like you have arrived, because there is always something that you can learn. Each and every day you should be learning something new. And so although I may know certain things and be a SME in certain areas, I'm still learning. As I'm going through this process of being the best version of me, being the best version of me does not mean that I am the same person that I was yesterday. So the way that I am walking across this bridge is not the same person that started walking. I am evolving each and every day. And so you all should be evolving each and every day. And as you see certain things that come up in your life, you have to be able to recognize it, acknowledge that it's there, and then tweak it. There should be a place in your life and in your time throughout your day that you're sitting and thinking about, how are you showing up? Are you being the best version of you? Are you growing? What are the areas that you have noticed within you that needs a change? You have to be able to recognize that. And it doesn't always have to come from someone bringing it to your attention. You need to be able to sit with you enough sometimes to say, you know what? I don't like how I showed up in that space. I don't like how I responded to that. When a person said this to me, it triggered something in me. I need to check that. But you only get that when you know yourself well enough. You only get that when you are living and being the true, authentic version of you, because you have to sit with you. You have to look at yourself in the mirror before anyone else can look at you. So let's get back to order. There are going to be probably about 3 areas in our lives where most of the time we lack order. So the very first one is going to be in just our mental and emotional clutter. When you think about when you're overthinking, and I have my hand raised because that's me. So what are the things that are out of order? Overthinking, unresolved emotions, mental clutter from too many competing thoughts or worries. In this space, you often feel overwhelmed because you haven't organized your thoughts or processed the emotions. So we have to take time to figure out what is going on in our mind. What exactly is it that we're thinking about? Because when your mind is cluttered, it's hard to focus or to make clear decisions, which often leads to your stress, your anxiety, and that sense of being stuck. So what's the solution? We have to create mental order. How do we do that? Through mindfulness, through journaling, through simply setting boundaries around what gets our mental energy. We have to clear our emotional clutter, which might mean addressing unresolved issues and or practicing some self-compassion. So that's one area that most of the time, most of us lack the order in mental and emotional clutter. The second one is going to be our time and priorities. So what's out of order there? The poor time management, the unclear priorities, trying to do too many things at once without focus. That leads to you feeling like you're spinning your wheels, but going nowhere. The impact of that is just constantly feeling busy yet unproductive. So there's going to be burnout from you juggling too many responsibilities, which will lead to your loss of joy, your passion for what truly matters in your life. The solution to that is going to be we have to organize our time and our priorities by setting clear goals, creating a structure to our day, similar to time blocking. We have to learn to say no to what does not align with our values. I've said it before, and you've heard so many people say it. No is a complete sentence. And if it's not a hell yeah, it's a no. Stop saying just because, oh, well, my mother says she needs me to do. If it does not work with what it is that you know that you're supposed to be doing and preventing you from doing what you know you're supposed to do, you're going to have to say no. And you can offer a different day, a different time. Just because you're saying no in that moment does not mean it's a no for good. It may be, but offer a different option. The third area that most people lack order is going to be their physical space. I despise seeing a filthy car inside and out. If we're going somewhere and your car is dirty on the inside, my gosh, I will drive myself. I don't want to have to see crumbs and food and all of it inside your car. Were you just in here? That's nasty. Or for some people, could be their house is dirty. Are you living in here? How can you focus when the space that you're in the majority of the time is nasty? How can you focus if when you go into your house, everything is out of order? Remember I said that how you do anything is how you do everything. You can't function when everything is out of order and you're trying to figure out, why does my life look like this? Well, why your house look like that? Why does your car look like that? Start with what does your desk look like? So if you're at work and you're talking about, I just can't get anything done, what does your desk look like? You cannot function in chaos, period. And if you are functioning in chaos, you are not doing a great job at what you said that you're supposed to be doing. Imagine if you just cleaned it up. Imagine if you just took one room out of your house and decided to get it organized. Imagine if you just decided to get the inside of your car cleaned up. I get sometimes the outside, it just gets dirty, but the inside of your car, You throw everything in the trunk. So if, God forbid, you end up with a flat tire and you have to go and get the spare out, are you that person on the side of the road where you're having to take your whole life out of the trunk of your car? Let's get things in order. So what most of the time is out of order? The house, your workspace, your chaotic living arrangements? Are you living with someone where you sit outside in the driveway for 30 minutes before you go in because you know when I go in here, it's getting ready to be an argument? What does your life look like? See, most of the time people underestimate how much their surroundings affect their mental and emotional well-being. And just the impact of that. Physical clutter leads to mental clutter. A messy space can contribute to stress, lower energy, and it affects your focus and productivity. So what is going to be the solution? Start by decluttering one area at a time. Like I said it before, your desk, your kitchen, or even your closet. Simplify your physical space. Simplifying your physical space can bring a sense of calm and control to your life. If there's an area in my house that is out of order, I would have to close the door because I can't physically walk past that each and every day and not deal with it. Because if I see something that is out of order, it is going to bother me. So get your space in order. See, these areas, that mental, emotional clutter, that time management, and your physical space, they are all interconnected, you all. When we bring order to one, we often see a positive effect in others. So my goal for each and every one of you all who may be standing on that bridge, let's get order in our life. Let's take order into our next season. Let's sit down and take some time to get our financial life in order. Let's reevaluate our relationships, friendships, romantic, whatever they may be. Because what I'm realizing is that there are certain people in my life who are going to go with me on the other side of this bridge. And then there are going to be some people that ain't going to be able to go. And that's okay. Because where I was and the version of me that you met during that season, hey, we may have needed each other. And that's okay. So I want each and every one of you all, as you're listening to my voice, to really think about where you are and where it is that you want to go. Thinking about what no longer serves you and how you can craft and design this life that you want, because it's in your hands. You have the opportunity to design, redesign a life that you want, love, dreamed of, desire. It's for your taking. And as you go throughout life, you're taking with you that things have to be in order. And when people come into your life that cause this disruption and cause things to be out of order, you begin to realize that, you know what, you don't fit in this puzzle. Because when you have order in your life, when you have created boundaries in your life, when you have these things set up in your life, when people try to come in and bring chaos, you already know you're not where you need to be, because in my life, there's order. In my life, there's peace. In my life, there's happiness. In my life, there's joy. In my life, there's order. And if you're bringing anything other than that, you don't deserve to be here. So I'm excited about where each and every one of you all are going. I'm excited about this journey that we are on together, because we're all just in life, doing life. And we're doing it to the best of our ability. But when we have the tools necessary to help propel us to our next level, it is our responsibility to make sure that we use them. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for where you're getting ready to go. I'm excited for where you are. I'm excited that you are moving your feet. I'm excited about the tiptoeing. I'm excited about your next. And I can't wait to hear the stories of you walking into that next phase of your life because you deserve it. You have done the work, and your time is not just now, it's right now. Until next time, bye.